sir.
Yes, Narmada. Harsha, I think you are in mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
But hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
okay. Sir.
Okay. So last class we were checking about the list. If values like this, we can able to update the values in the list. So this one we have executed and we have checked it. So we'll go to next concept. So under appending the values. So appending the values means already whatever the values are existing, we can append the values at the end. So it will append it to the last. So we'll check that what will happen when once we call the append method. So in the IDE, by typing itself, it will give all the methods. So we are going to append the value and my name. So my name is added to the list. So inside the item means, so to the specific index, we can able to insert the value. So append means it will obviously, it will append to the last. So insert means we can able to. So if you want to check all the methods, after the dot, our IDE will give all the method names. So there is an insert method. So also it will give all the parameters what and all we have to pass. So on the index value we have to pass and object value we have to pass. For example, I will pass the index value 1 and Harsha. So we'll see where it will insert. So this is 0. So this is the first position. So first position it has been inserted. So like this we can utilize the insert method in the Python. So how extend? Extend means, so we will add this to this one. So there should be a two list. So then we can extend one list with the another list. So we'll check that. So we'll create one more list. 2. So the list dot extend, then list 2. So it has been extended after the mango car and bus has been added to the list. So if we do the our list 2, so first it will extend the first list values after this first list car and bus. So we'll debug also, and we can see the what and all the values will be changing in the list. So the list is, this list is created. So these are the values. So when I execute next line, so it has been created one more list, list 2. So this is contain car and bus. So when I executed that list 2 extends this list. So then this list, all the values have been added to this. So after this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the new values has been added to this list. So but that this list will be the remains its same because we are extending only the list 2. So as this is a tuple, so we can extend the tuple also. So we'll check. So I will make this as a tuple. So after the current bus, so it has been added this tuple value. So like this, there is no any rules. So we should only extend the list. So we can also extend the tuple set dictionary set. So add the list items is over. So then now we will set the methods for the removal. So there is a remove direct method by calling the value. So this I will remove it. This list dot remove. Remove is not detecting. So because this we make it as a tuple. So in the tuple there is the remove method is not. So now this is the list, so that's why it is showing properly. So I just remove this 1 second or value. So that's why it is done. So also we can remove the specific value, means specific index value without giving any direct value. So we can remove by using the index. So with the method of pop. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So orange is should remove. So we are not able to see the orange value. So it will remove the last element if we don't mention any index value. So we'll check that one out. So without index value, I will execute the pop method. So it removes the mango. So del is the keyword in the Python to delete the complete value. So it will delete the complete list. So we'll see what happens if we use the delete this list. So because if we delete it, so after that we can't able to access that variable because that is no more. So that's why it is giving the error. So now we'll debug it and we'll check it. So now the list is created. So after that variable, so after the execution of this list will be deleted. So that's why it is not showing. So I just print something to hold the debug. So this list is there. So after executing this delete, so there is no any variable, this delete. So it is completely deleted. So like this, in this simple way, we can able to delete by using the DEF. So even from the RAM, it will completely clear that object. So clear the list means it will completely clear the values. It will make it empty. So that we will. Yeah. So now we can access because that is just only cleared the value. So now you can able to see it's an empty. So yes, this is just cleared all the values, but this is not completely deleted the object itself, list object itself. Instead of that, it just cleared all the values. So add the list is completed, remove list is completed. So now we'll see the looping. So when we do the looping means we need to iterate one by one. So then we will get the value one by one. So let's use the for loop. For and then any variable name I just give C or I just give obj in. So we know that in keyword why we use in the operators we have seen that in keyword and we have executed and we have check type. In the same way we are just iterating this list, so that's why we are using the in keyword in this list. So and we should only end with the colon only for the functions method and like this kind of statement, looping statement, semi-conditional statement. So then there should be a indent. So this much tab space it should be there to write a next line code which should execute for the for loop. Inside the for loop, we should give a space, one tab space. So then I will print the OB. So if I just execute it, it's printing all the values. So like this, we can able to iterate the list. So how we can loop through the index number. So here actually we are getting the object value. So until the object values will be end, so till that it will keep iterating. So if you want the index number, we can use it like a any variable I and the length of. So to find the length of that list, so we use the keyword len. So then this object of I. Okay. So we have to use the range in range. So we should use the range because it will be the range value. So we have seen the range how it works in the previous. So then we are converting that length into a range. So then we can able to iterate until that range exceeds. So for example, if it is a 5, it will iterate 5 times. So then we can able to, by using the index value also, we can able to iterate the list. So using a while loop. So here we have used the for loop. So while loop means, so we should use the keyword while. I think still this looping concept has not come. I think if you have seen these concepts in the other programming language, I think you may know about that while loop, for loop and all. Otherwise, in the future, in the next concept, it will come in that. So how the while loop and what is the for loop differences, how we can create the syntax, everything we can able to. So now we just put the condition. So I just initialize the I value and I am doing it I plus plus. Okay, so because of this less than it is incrementing, I is not incrementing, equals to okay. Here also just I have given the I equals to I plus 1, so it is just printing. So like this while loop, so I just start with the 0 and then it will set the condition until that it is equal or greater than. So it is always be less than. So I will be just keep incrementing one value and I just iterating the loop from 0 to until the highest length of that list. So until that it will loop, and each time I can able to access that by using the index value. Then I am just printing those. So like this in while loop also we can use it. So there is a shorthand for loop. So within the brackets we can able to give like this. So we are just printing the next value. If there is only one line statement, so we can able to do like this. Just one instruction in the loop if you want to do it. So in the single line itself, we can do like this. So in other programming language also there is some lambda expressions, all those things will be there. So here also just iterating the loop and we are just printing the value. So now we'll see the list comprehension. Okay. So here it what happens. So when we are searching some value inside these values, if you want to find any character or any expressions is fine. So the only those values if you want to fetch, so we can do like this. So what they are doing, so just they take the list and they have initialized one empty list. Okay, so then they are iterating the for loop of the fruits list. So it comes when it happens for loop. So each time we get the one by one values of this list. So in each value, we are just comparing the whether A is exist or not. So if it is exist, so then we are going to append that to new list. So then we find then we get the final list which contains the alphabet small letter A in this fruits list. So we can also do that. So we'll take one list. Which is initialized with the empty. Then we need to iterate the loop, iterate obj in this list. So when in iteration time, so we need to do if I just set with p in obj. So here you can able to see we are using the indentation. We are not using any flower bracket and close flower bracket. So if condition, if it is true, so the indentation it will check here only. From here only it will start execute. So for example, I just print here exist. So what happens? So once the condition is true, it will execute this line. If you want to continue this for loop, so you should use the line here. For example, I just print here object value. So you can able to see object value every time it is printing. So only if it is exist, so we get the keyword exist. So only first thing contain the p. So that's why only the first time we got the exist value in the apple. Okay, let's debug and you can check it. So it's created a list and there is an empty list. So then it starts iterating this list. So when it comes inside object value, it is a string. It is contained the apple. Okay, if this condition is true, so it will go inside. So then I can able to see there is a print statement. So after that if statement, it will go to the next line because for loop is not ended. So this is having one more line. So after this print statement, so it will go again back to the for loop. So we can able to see again it back to the for loop with the second object. So now it is apple. When it go inside, so obj will be replaced with the banana next value. So then it didn't go inside because this is not true. This in means so this value is not there inside this object pattern. So that's why this gets failed. That's why it is not going in. So in the same way, it will completely iterate. I think you are understanding the indentation one. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So this indentation is for if loop. So this indentation is for loop. So if you want to add 1000 lines code also, you should use the same indentation. You can able to see this blue color, whatever I am making. So only in this indentation, all the lines should be there. There is no any open bracket and close bracket for the code set. So group of codes, how we make in other programming language by using open bracket, close bracket. So but here we use with only indentation. So here we just printed the exist. So then now we will do the one more line I will add. So that is the list one dot append. So we know the append value, what it will do. So it just keep appending the value. Append of OPJ. So what it will do, so only if it is exist, then only it will first it will print, then it will append. So then it will go to the this line. Okay, so this indentation it comes only for the if condition. If for example, if you use one more if condition here, so then this is the one more indentation. Okay, this is a different indentation. So for this if condition, you should only this indentation. So like this in the Python, we differentiate the code in for conditions and methods and everywhere. So after this colon, so this interpreter will check for the indentation. Because in Python usually, so those who are beginners for the Python, so they will get confused in the indentation only. So that's why I'm explaining it more. So now I just executed the value. So now we are not printing the listed object. I just print the listed object which we appended the values. List one values are list one. So this will what happens. So this will every time it is printing. So that's why if you can able to see. Okay. So this because I am appending to string, so this is becoming a string. So I will print without a string. So now you can able to see every time it is printing the list. So as only apple is exist, so that's why it is coming. So I will execute the Okay, now you can able to see. So every time it is printing the list, first it is printed the apple, then apple banana, then apple banana orange, then apple banana orange mango. So then if we want to print only one time, so we should print at the after for loop. Okay. So if we don't give any indentation, after for loop completed only, this line will execute. So if we use this indentation, this much indentation, so then for loop will call this, this line will be included in this for. So now it is printed only one time. So this here I am just printing the exist. That's why it is printing all the time. So this one also I will do now. So now we can able to see only the list which contains the alphabet small letter. So with list comprehensive, you can do all that with only one line of code. So whatever we have done this, so this complete thing we can do it in a single line code. So that is the. So what will happen? So x for loop x in fruits. So it executes first x in fruits means it will completely iterate fruits list. So after that, if a is exist, if a is exist in yes x, so then it will return the text value. Otherwise, it will return the text value. Otherwise, it will not return the text value. So the final list will be appended all the x values. So now we can able to see only these value. So here I just used only its variable name. Open method. So this X is the every time we get the each value in the list. So in that value it will check the if condition whether that A pattern is exist in this X. So if it is exist, it will keep add this X to the list. So this is the syntax for that. So this is the list variable name. So then we use the brackets. So after that we have to give the expression, then for loop, item in iteratable for loop, iteratable in the list. So and then we should put the condition. If it is true, then we should return that. We can return the item value. So like this for the range also we can append. So for example, if we use this, so range of 10, so it will create a list of from 0 to 10. So we just set this one also. So how the list will be created. So we can able to see now from 0 to 9, the values has been inserted as a list. So these are the list comprehensive.